Hi everyone, my name's Adam, joined alongside with April for another episode of Nonprofit Fundamentals. And today we're talking about a very important topic, although every topic is important, but this is so you accepted a board member position. So what did you get yourself into? What does this mean for you? So before you accepted that position, I hope you fully know the nonprofit you're joining. So that means knowing its mission, what does it do, what services they provide to the community, or what kind of advocacy they are doing. Because as a board member, you're now part of the leadership of that nonprofit, and you now, besides having a fiduciary obligation as a board member, you have an overall responsibility to ensure the organization succeeds, and it should be something that you truly believe in. So, mission important. What else is important?
I agree, mission, definitely important. Knowing a little bit about the governance structure within the nonprofit, they're all really governed by a board as well as management, so having a clear understanding of the governance and the operations is really important, I think. Along with any legal and, like you said, fiduciary responsibilities. So as part of being on a board, you are listed in the tax return as a board member in the 990 that they file. You do have a fiduciary responsibility, so that's a big reason why Adam and myself present audits to our nonprofit boards on a regular basis, so that way you can ask any questions that you need to about the financials and the overall health of the organization, so really important to know.
So speaking about financials, always our favorite topic.
Favorite?
As a board member, you really should know how is the organization doing. So that should be reviewing the 990, the tax return. And if you're not sure how to review one, we did have an episode on that. Reviewing the financial statements, once again, we had an episode on that. Just get a good understanding of how healthy is the organization, what kind of revenues do they have, are they profitable, not profitable. Just getting a good sense of what's going on so you know when you walk into that door as a board member and now driving that organization forward, where are they health-wise from a financial standpoint?
And boards often have subcommittees, so you may be asked to be on a committee such as a finance committee or an audit committee. They may have program or development committees. So from there, it's a little bit more of a breakout from the full board.
And if you're on the audit committee or sometimes it's a finance committee, you get to see April and I present to you. So that's, a plus to be on one of those.
Yeah. Make sure that you're familiar with the policies and procedures that the organization has. We've talked a little bit in our other session about important policies and procedures, but it's important as a board member that you're familiar with them as well. So if you have a succession plan, if you have an employee handbook or financial policies and procedures manual, they're all good to make sure that an organization has in place.
So another thing that's important is just really understanding what is going on. Like every nonprofit is experiencing some sort of hardship, some sort of issue. Just really getting a good sense of what is the organization really experiencing right now. Maybe that's an area you may have the expertise where you could really provide the expertise and help the organization. But overall, just really knowing what kind of hardships they're facing, what kind of difficulties they're facing, and just getting that good all-around knowledge of what's going on will then really help you and help the whole organization because you'll be fully up to speed on what's going on and provide that value on the board meetings. And then speaking of board meetings, you should know when those are. You definitely want to attend. As a board, they do need a certain number of board members present to actually hold the meeting. So you definitely want to mark those down on your calendar. You definitely want to attend. You want to show up. It's very important to have a board that is there, is active, and really fulfilling their responsibilities.
You're probably being asked to be on a board because of your either professional background or your experience in certain areas. It's great for nonprofits to have board members with all different experience that bring a different viewpoint. So like Adam said, bringing that value to a nonprofit. So, feel free to be engaged and, ask questions and don't ever be afraid. I always say there's no dumb questions. It's one of my sayings from our teams. There's no dumb questions. It's great to have that different perspective from board members. So I'm sure our nonprofits really appreciate you being on the board.
Yeah, definitely. So the other thing is most nonprofits have some sort of strategic plan that gets revisited every few years, maybe every 3 years. So as a new board member coming on, you're probably already in the middle of a strategic plan. So we're just knowing what is that plan, what does it consist of, and then just buying into the plan itself, and really that is the direction the organization wants to go over the next couple of years, and just being part of that.
Yeah.
So the other aspect of being a board member, and this is not always known when you first get in there, is you should help fundraise for the nonprofit. The nonprofit is going to look to the board members, going to help bring in additional donors. Now, every organization usually has some sort of development team. It could be a full team. It just may be another hat the executive director is wearing. But they are looking for the board members going to help pitch in that respect. As April was saying, every board member typically has some other expertise separate from the other board members. So you're probably in a different profession and bring a different community behind you. So the nonprofit, let's be honest, they are looking for you to kind of bring that community in and help drive fundraising from that respect.
Yep, absolutely. There could be an ask from the organization for each board member to personally donate, but that really does vary from organization to organization. So just be clear with management and the organization about what's expected as part of being a board, and whether or not there's a financial contribution that they're expecting. But overall, the best thing you can do is promote that nonprofit to friends and family, because you really believe in their mission and you have a reason for being on that board and supporting them.
At the end of the day, the nonprofit is looking for you to be one of its biggest advocates, one of its biggest cheerleaders, and that's one of the biggest roles you can really take on as a board member.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Hopefully we didn't scare you off.
I'm sure the nonprofits appreciate you being on their boards.
So with that, till next time.